Hey guys, Tim here from Boogie, Snail, Mastering. Hope you're having a very great day. And today guys, I will show you a great mastering technique, how to deal and master flat mixes. From time to time we get such a mixes. But before we start, please remember, if you have a mix that you need mastered, request a quote at BSMastering.com and receive 50% of your first order. And now let's get started. So I'm gonna show you a technique how to start mastering a track which is a little bit lifeless and flat and needs some help in that area. Here's a mix I worked on 20 years ago. It's just feeling a bit flat, pretty much like all those home recordings I used to make in the old days where simply didn't have the knowledge or equipment to generate stuff that was just punchy and big sounding. I mean, it takes a lot of years of experience to be able to do that. Now, in the mastering realm, I'm gonna try and put back some of that stuff that's just missing. So first, let's have a listen to part of this mix before any processing. For fair A-B comparison, I carry out level matched for unprocessed and processed versions. So let's have a listen.
Весело там, где пули свистят, где под обстрелом ставят диван, забивают кальян, ладится дело. Стонет гитара, ловится стол, пенится пиво. Пестрой лампадой живой разговор, карнавалом в Рио. Крутится диск, трется день, кошкая в забор. Падает ноги, усталый день, греется мотор. Крутится диск, трется день, кошкая в забор. Падает в ноги, усталый день, греется мотор.
Well, certainly I could squish this up with the usual tricks, put some limiting onto it, nice, EQ or whatever, but it will still have a kind of a flatness, and compression and limiting are only gonna make it sound even more flat. So what I really want is to do the opposite of that. I want to bring things out in the mix and make certain parts pop more. In order to do that, I'm gonna use this transient modulator from Sonax. Let me show you this guy. Here it is. Well, this is a fantastic plugin, and as you may see, it has a lot of controllers. I have made some preliminary settings. So as you may see, I reduce input gain not to have overs. I set threshold to minus 18 something. I set ratio to 0.5, overshoots to almost 20 milliseconds, and recovery to 77. Now let's make this first A-B in. And when it starts working, there will be some obvious issues that are gonna occur straight away.
Весело там, где пули свистят, где под обстрелом ставят диван, забивают кальян, ладится дело. Стонет гитара, ловится стол, пенится пиво. Пестрой лампадой живой разговор, карнавалом в Рио. Крутится диск, трется
So, and as you can see, there are some little red things lighting up over here. It is showing us the amount of boosting that's occurring. In this case, we are modulating in a forward direction, expanding, so to say. This plugin has ability to also go backwards. As you can also see, I pull down the gain in order not to have, not to generate extra level and not to be in the red area here, not to have distortion. And in overall, right now this modulator just makes the whole thing softer because it is expanding the track and making it have a greater dynamic range. So now I want AB once again, and please pay attention to the elements in the mix that start popping out.
За окном расставил точки над «ё». Завтрак в постели, утренний чай, кровь с молоком. Трели, свирели, кнопки на старт, ноты в рюкзак, весла на воду. Выход в эфир, сердце моем, много народу. Крутится диск, трется день, кошка я в забор. Падает ноги, усталая тень, греется мотор. Крутится диск, трется день, кошка я в забор. Падает ноги, усталая тень, греется мотор.
So, the obvious issue I'm hearing now is that some of the elements in the mix become slightly louder and even leave some other elements behind. So, in this case, it is the riff of the guitars and the snare drum that get thrown louder in the mix. So, while I'm making things a little bit more exciting, I'm certainly changing the balance in a bad way because I'm altering the integrity of the mix. Therefore, I try to combat that. And I put this, let me show, this Vertigo Mix VSC3 Vertigo Mix Bass compressor in front of the Sonox transient modulator. Of course, it sounds a little bit counterintuitive because I'm gonna compress and then I'm gonna try and uncompress. But the purpose of the bass compressor in front of the modulator is to try and smooth out or glue those elements that are in the mix together, kind of mash that snare into the track so it doesn't jump out of the mix that much. And then I can take the whole track on a mass and try to expand it out again. So let me turn this modulator. So I will close it. And let me show you my settings on the so let me turn it on. Okay, and let me show you my settings. As you see, I set release time to auto, and I set a pretty fast attack time. As for ratio, I set it to brick because it should make hard limiting, so to say. And I want this compressor to be fast enough to grab the fronts of the snare, but not to squeeze all the attack too much. But at the same time, I don't really want the crack of the snare to get through. As for threshold, I set it in such a way just to have at most 1 dB of gain reduction. And now let's A/B just this compressor working in and out, okay?
За окном расставил точки над «ё». Завтрак в постели, утренний чай, кровь с молоком. Трели, свирели, кнопки на старт, ноты в рюкзак, весла на воду. Выход в эфир, сердце моем, много народу. Крутится диск, трется день, кошка я в забор. Падает ноги, усталая тень, греется мотор. Крутится диск, трется день, кошка я в забор. Падает ноги, усталая тень, греется мотор.
So that's exactly what I want to achieve, to smooth out these popping out elements in the mix. And now let's get back to the transient modulator again. And what I can also add is this overdrive option, this one. And this is a sort of a pleasing saturation, almost tape style distortion effect that can thicken things up. I will push that up, well, say to 30%. And now let's make a final A/B and see if we get a little bit smoother result in terms of bringing up everything at once.
За окном расставил точки над «ё». Завтрак в постели, утренний чай, кровь с молоком. Трели, свирели, кнопки на старт, ноты в рюкзак, весла на воду. Выход в эфир, сердце моем, много народу. Крутится диск, трется день, кошка я в забор. Падает ноги, усталая тень, греется мотор. Крутится диск, трется день, кошка я в забор. Падает ноги, усталая тень, греется мотор.
So that's it. As you hear, the unprocessed mix sounds small, flat, and thin by comparison with the processed mix version, which gets nice dynamics back. Please remember, mastering cannot perform miracles, and a bad mix is absolutely a bad mix, and there's nothing we can do about that. But at least we can try to put some spices to help things out. But if you have a completely bad mix, so you are probably better off to send this song back to have it remixed. So that's about it for today, and if you like my videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to support my channel. So have a very good and great day, and see you next time.